We met before?
Yes, we have. How's this?
No. You know my brother?
Martell.
Am I tripping?
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's talk about this episode because it had weird vibes all throughout. Let's get started, you guys. Okay, so we pick back up at this Mexican restaurant where Destiny is meeting up with Moses. Moses is saying that after Destiny left him in January, she didn't go see him anymore, and she didn't even go to his birthday party. So he's trying to say that she and him weren't really together all that much by then. So now, this is interesting though. Destiny says that she had to obviously work and provide for her child, so she couldn't be, going to see him all the time. But then she says, which you were supposed to help me with. She says, you stopped showing up as a man. Now, let me say this, as a man, I sure as hell ain't gonna pay for a woman and her child if I'm not married to her. Let me know what y'all think about that, but I kind of got it as if Destiny wanted him to provide for her, even though they weren't married. And again, as a boyfriend, I'm not doing that. As a husband, yes, but as a boyfriend, But nevertheless, he says he did help her, but she says she's very upset at what he and Sonny did. Like, for example, naming the business that he now has Justice, which was the name of the baby they were gonna have. That's what they were gonna name the baby. He says, well, we didn't have a baby. It didn't happen because you weren't showing up. You were not in a financial nor emotional space. Destiny says that he wasn't man enough to stay with her. She also says that he should have had the courtesy to tell her the truth because him and Sonny told her that they were getting married 2 days before they got married. But Moses says that he is happy. This conversation didn't really go anywhere. He gets up, he leaves, and he says, good luck with your life. Okay, so in the next scene, Tisha goes to the gym with LaTricia. Because remember, she wants Trish to train her. So they do just that. She has Tisha doing some workouts. They were intense. Then after the workout, they have a little chat to get to know each other a little better. Trish is from Huntsville, and she actually went to high school with Martell's brother, Montez. Trish says that Martell, she's known him for a while. He's pretty much always been crazy. Tisha says, Marsau knows your husband. And Trish says, no, he knows my ex-husband, not the one that I'm about to marry. Tisha says, oh, you're engaged? And Trish says, you see, I'm not divorced yet. And Tisha's like, oh, okay, so you have a little situationship. And Trish says, yeah, the guy doesn't want to sign the divorce papers for some reason. They're not being able to get that part of it done. Tisha says that Trish should hang out with the rest of the group to get to know everyone. She actually happens to know Miss Nell. She knows her through her parents because, there is a little bit of an age gap for sure. And Tisha threw some shade about that in her confessional. So Tisha is going down the line and asks who she knows. And she names Stormi. And Trish says, yeah, I'm actually very close with her. And then Tisha jokes, I'm going to have to go find a new trainer. Trish says, well, I actually was a little hesitant to train you because of your issues with Stormi. But after this little workout session, she definitely likes Tisha. She likes her energy. So they got on the right foot. So that's nice. Also, you guys, it's tripping me up to say Trish, Tisha, LaTricia, Latisha. That is messing my mind. The names are so similar. But moving on, we then see Melody. She's at her house. I love Melody's house. She's having like a grown woman slumber party. She has matching pajamas for all of them. And then, Melody just wants to pamper them and just celebrate that they have been really good friends to her. Her best friend, Brittany, who looks a little like Tamar. So they're doing some fun activities. And then Melody is talking to them about charity that she's going to be doing in Africa. That sounds great. And her friend says, maybe we can find you a man when we go to Africa too. Brittany says that Melody is very picky. She's introduced her to a lot of guys, but Melody has turned them down. One didn't have a teeth, the other one lived too far away, she didn't like the pants, they're too tall, too short, whatever. So Brittany says that maybe Melody should drop her expectations down a little bit more. So they're joking about that, but in all seriousness, Melody says that they need to remember that her situation, she's still in a journey in which she's still healing. She says there are definitely people who are getting in the way of her healing. I mean, she says that having an ex like Martell is horrible because he's so unhinged and you don't know what's going to happen next. And of course, she needs to keep in mind who she's going to bring into this situation. She says that, her being this picky and picking them apart a lot, it might be because she's not really totally ready to be in a relationship, which definitely makes a lot of sense. One of her friends tells her that she needs to put some boundaries when it comes to Martell. Like, it's time. So, for example, if there's going to be an event, it's either going to have to be Martell or her. So it's time for her friends, like, to pick a side. That's basically what Melody said. Alright, so someone else who has a fabulous, extraordinary house is Stormi. So Stormi is in her house and she had Trish over, and then Martell comes on over. He brought a bottle of wine. Now, Martell walked on in as if he didn't know who Trish was. It wasn't until Stormi was like, you guys know each other, right? And Trish is like, yeah. How's Tez? And then Martell, he acting like he don't know her or don't remember her. But then eventually he's like, oh yeah, I remember you. He says that his brother is alright, although he is in jail again. That's crazy. But you guys, this whole entire scene was extremely awkward. He kept laughing and smirking, and Trish kept speaking in incomplete sentences. It was just so weird. Stormi had to ask, like, what is going on? Why are y'all acting so odd? So she's thinking that there might be something that she don't know. Stormi also tells them that she's going to have an event called Friends to Lovers Gala. And the whole mood of it and the theme is going to be like very sensual, a little after dark. So she asks Martell if he can work as one of the models that will be shirtless and glazed up. He says that he's not in the best shape, but he'll do it. Stormi also asks Trish if she could be the woman model, and she says yes. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Again, the whole thing was very strange. So then when Martell leaves, Trish tells Stormi that she actually just saw Martell at Target not too long ago, and they said hi to each other. So she herself is confused why he was acting shocked to see her or acting as if he didn't know her. Stormi says that since Martell said that he isn't in the best shape, she's asking Trish if she could please train him. And Trish says, I don't train men, but for you, I'll do it. I think clearly they're kind of trying to... I think they're trying to imply that Martell and Trish might have hooked up. And by the way, why did Stormi have rose petals in the entrance of her house? Moving forward, the next scene is Moses and his wife Sunny. Moses tells her that he met up with Destiny, and first she asks him what was she wearing, how did she look, so there might be a little jealousy there. But he continues to tell her about the meeting, how Destiny explained that she's upset because her and Sunny were friends, and Sunny says, let's be clear. Me and her were not friends. She couldn't tell anyone 3 things about me, where I lived or nothing. People use that word way too loosely, she says. Then as far as Destiny saying that, Moses wasn't the man that she wanted, Sunny says, let's make that straight as well. She was getting flown to see you, getting humped on, and then being sent back. So you were just one of the many. Damn. They both say that they're going to move on and be happy with their marriage. He also says that he forgot to bring his ring when he saw Destiny, which got Sunny a little upset by that. But she says that she's happy that he chose her, and then they kiss towards the end. I don't want these people on my screen no more. I'll tell y'all that much. I wish them the best, but goodbye. The last scene is then another one with the new couple, Trish and Ken. So Ken did a little nice setup as a date in their house, and he gifted her a bracelet because it's Trish's birthday. She tells him that she just met up with Tisha the other day, and Tisha was really nice. Then she tells him about being at Stormi's house and Martell's dumbass introducing himself as if he didn't know her, and acting like that for a while. And Ken is confused about that. He says, that's weird. When you see him again, you might want to ask him what was up with that. Ken then tells her that, when he was purchasing this little bracelet that he just gifted her, he wanted to really look at some rings, and he hopes that he can do that soon. So Trish asks him, when do you want to get married? And he says, as soon as you get your divorce done. And he tells her that, because he asks her, have you talked to him about getting that finished? And when he said him, he's talking about her ex-husband, and she said no. So Ken tells her that it does make him wonder sometimes, what is taking so long? And he thinks that he can't help but to think that maybe she doesn't want to leave her old marriage. Like, because if she did, why would she be taking so long? And I think that's a fair question. She says that, marriage in general is scary for her. So he's like, oh, so like, are you having second thoughts, or like, is something giving you pause? Because your intentions are to marry me, right? And then we saw to be continued. So we'll get to see what she says next week. And that was the end of the episode. So yeah, you guys, nothing too exciting, nothing too crazy. This will be called a filler episode, just kind of getting us prepared for the next one. But the previews, though, it's going to be Nell's birthday party, in which Tisha is going to get into it with Stormi, because that's the first time they're going to be seeing each other since the reunion. So that'll be interesting. But as far as this episode, you guys, let me know, what were your thoughts about Martell being so weird about seeing Trish? So yeah, let me know what you think. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.